All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into another market and trade review for today, February the 27th of 2024. If you're new here, welcome in. For the first time, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. If you don't know, there is a link in this video. In each of my most recent videos, there is a link for free stock. If you don't have Webull, that's the platform that I used to trade on. Go ahead and use that link. Sign up for Webull. You and I both get free shares of stock. Pretty awesome. You have to deposit though. You can deposit as little as like $5, $1 or $5, doesn't matter, but they will give you free stock if you deposit. Sign up and do that. Pretty awesome deal. I know people who have funded their entire trading account, got the full $3,000 and they were set. So pretty wild. Hasn't happened to me, but who knows? Anyways, taking a look at the account. This is a paper account. If you're new here, right? It's a paper account. So this is not real money. This is all just for educational purposes and practice. But today was massive and it was even bigger. And I kind of threw some of it out the door, unfortunately, but it was a fun day to open up the market with. Up 44 grand today. Yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but at one point today, let's see if I can get the picture of it. I don't know if I have it. Let's see, at some point today, yeah. 59. Yeah, at this point, at one point today, it was up. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I won't focus on it. But I was up 66 grand. It's crazy. And that was the Palo Alto was up 32%. Coinbase and MicroStrategy were up 170% each. And then my Robinhood calls were up 315%. And we took a profit of 25 grand on Robinhood. You can see that here. And MicroStrategy, that's not all the profit. That's for some other stuff too. Coin as well. So big plays. It was awesome. A lot of fun. And let's take a look at what happened. If you hear some background like creaking, it's windy as heck here in East Tennessee today. And my garage is creaking a wee bit. But the market overall today, the SPY, we've got on the daily, we barely eked out green, right? So we are keeping the pattern over the last couple weeks here of 2 red days and then green, and then 2 red days and green. And so today, it wasn't very convincing to me. And so I went short at the end of the day, and that position is down a little bit at the close. 36%, which it's not a full size swing. It's only half size because it is an overnight really risky position. So I only took a half size position on that. We'll see how that opens in the morning. On the 5-minute, we started to sell off at the end of after hours, and I just there wasn't a lot of conviction. Right? And this did close, and it wasn't until the very end of the day that we were able to get above. And then if we turn on our levels here, right, we didn't really break that level. Actually, we didn't break it at all. It wasn't until after hours we broke the level. So we'll see. You know, I might be fighting the trend here, fighting the pattern, but I've been watching this chart a lot. I watched a lot. I think we might start to see some selling off tomorrow. We will see. What's interesting though about this the market today reacting and bottoming here, first off, there was some massive SPX flow that came in at 1156, 1154, somewhere right in here. There was just like no reason for it to have come in bullish, right, at all, as we're just clearly on a downtrend for the day. But you know, the whales always know something, because as soon as we got above that level that we tested at that time, we were gone for the day. And what pushed everything today, funny enough, wasn't NVIDIA, wasn't some AI something, it kind of was Apple. And the reason that Apple went today is because they announced that they're no longer going to be building an electric vehicle. And people like that. They think that Apple has got better use of their cash, or they've got billions, so I don't know. And this was a party, right? So we played a lot of SPX smartly. I know yesterday we talked about getting murdered by SPX. So today I tried to trade the momentum of SPX when I could, rather than wait for a full move, and it worked out really nicely for me. Caught 115% play, and then a couple 30% plays, 2 30% plays. And with the size that we're trading, that's pretty awesome. SPX overall in this account, I think it's up we're up 18 grand on it. There's a lot of losses on SPX. There's been a lot of losses and gains on SPY, right? But SPY, that's the bread and butter. It's smarter, it moves a lot slower. I shouldn't say smarter, it moves slower, it's more manageable and easier to trade. So if you want to get into, day trading options, weeklies, dailies, 2-3 days out, SPY is what I'd recommend. SPY, Qs, Apple, right? Things like that. So that's what we're looking at. Bitcoin. What a day for the crypts. Crypto coins. Up again and broke the fib. And we're up at 57, trading just shy of 57 right now. And I'd imagine that we see some more action overnight and we continue to push higher. I'd love to see 60K by the end of the week. That'd be awesome. Then 63 into next week. Wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens. With that, obviously MicroStrategy ran massively today. Massive gap up, and that's where we sell those options. Same thing with Coinbase, right here. And Coinbase is, interestingly enough, above this 192 level. Now, names like MicroStrategy, Mara, Riot Technologies, anything that's crypto related that is a serious name, it can double as Bitcoin makes all-time highs, right? Because they will move much more volatility than even crypto will. MicroStrategy is a perfect example, right? Yesterday we talked about why are you taking $900 calls cash, and MicroStrategy is at $795. Well, today it did just shy of 900, and we sold those for 160%. So, it'll really go. There's some big earnings coming up that I want to talk about. AI has earnings tomorrow. The last time that they had earnings in here was a gap down, but with all the hype, we'll see what happens. Snowflake has earnings tomorrow. Last time that they had earnings was a gap up, a big one at that. Salesforce has earnings, massive gap up on Salesforce from their earnings last time. And Mara has earnings. I don't know if their earnings are tomorrow. They are tomorrow. Yep. Last time that they had earnings, what are we looking at? Not a whole lot happened, but with the crypto really ripping right now, could be big. You could see Mara into the 40s. I would not be surprised if that happened. Mara has traded all the way to the 80s, and I've seen some theses for an $80 price again. We'll see what happens. Looking at Apple again, and please excuse the barcode. We'll get into this a little bit deeper here. Apple has been trading in this range for some time, right? While the rest of the market has just been blue sky breakout, Apple has been trending down. And it did rip a little bit, but as Nvidia has been pushing the market, Apple just doesn't care. The fact that today it based for like the 6th time off 180 and ripped, is interesting. Maybe it was the AI or the car announcement. Maybe it was just the bounce off 180. It could have been either one of them really with the way it's been reacting off this level. So the question is this the test that pushes it, and do the EMAs cross and we go? Or does Apple continue to just test this level until it breaks below? If it does break below, we see 176 and then 166s as the next levels. So watching that real close. Turn that down a little bit. Oh yeah, there's the wind advisory I'm talking about. So that's what we're looking at for Apple, right? Tesla today tried to get above. Oh, sorry, that's the weekly. And that actually will look better for Apple on the weekly or on the daily. You can see that, right? Big test off of it. 180 again. On the weekly, even more. Tesla, after this inverse head and shoulders that popped out, and then we kind of bare descending wedge here, breakout, and we can get this like that. We'll see what happens with this for Tesla, right? Do we get an EMA crossing? Go. We do need to fill this gap, and we're just shy of it, the 210s. And then, like I said yesterday, bulls are just chomping at the bit for Tesla. We did get an SR flip confirmation here. Now we have a new resistance at 212. We need to see that go. EMA cross would be awesome. I don't know that we'll get it. We've got a long way to go to the 200 though. Microsoft, not a whole lot to write home about today. Amazon, same thing. Facebook did have a good day. I didn't even watch Facebook today. It looks like it traded the same way the SPX did. Ripped it open, sold off, and then this solid tweezer and go. Netflix had a big day today and a lot of bullish flow. And we are now above this trend line here for Netflix. Sky is the limit for Netflix, and we would love to see the next range. It's going to be 630s, 620s, and then we go for all-time highs in the 700s. It's possible for Netflix. Take a look at that. The last two things I want to talk about. This is a degenerate Wall Street bet kind of play. So, obviously none of this is financial advice. It's all for educational purposes, but I will be taking this in the paper account, and I might take a small portion of this on my real account because it's ridiculous. So I talked about SoundHound the last few days, right? NVIDIA has shares of this. They own a stake of it, maybe like they've invested in it. I talked about that. I've been doing some more research, some more digging. I'll admit it, some of it on Wall Street bets, which sometimes has some of the best news, right? You can scroll the Wall Street Journal, you can scroll Forbes, and you can scroll all the investing.com, all the different sources, right? And there's so much to filter through. That's why I just follow the right journalists on Twitter, the right financial analysts on Twitter, and the right people on Wall Street Bets, because they're doing the work for me. They're spending all the time that I don't have looking at all of this, and then I just go and read it. That being said, turns out that the acquisition of shares that NVIDIA made on SoundHound was all the way back in 2017, and nothing has come of it. It's worthless, and so the CEO was just saying it to pump the stock up before earnings. They have earnings in 2 days. I bet you we get a big drop. Wall Street is not expecting anything special here at all. Yeah. So I'm gonna take puts here for sure. I think they're gonna go back to the ground, like to the ground. There's no reason they should have come up here, right? So that's that. Whoa, excuse me. Holy smokes. Last thing I want to talk about. Sorry about that. I took some upstart calls. And this is one that my friends were asking for an example option trade that they could follow along with. And upstart, I think, is a perfect one here as we are back into this wedge and now testing above it, holding it with some strength. We're testing the 9 EMA. And I like the way that we are holding above the VWAP, holding above this level and bouncing off it going into close. So we bought 10-day out, $28 calls, looking for that to happen probably by the week's end, and we'll sell before the weekend is over, or before the weekend even gets here. I don't think we'll get twice 28. We might in this range, but I'd imagine the high 27s for sure. So that's what we're looking at. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what they are. Be happy to answer them. Wait, what is that? Okay, never mind. I thought I saw something flashing big on Bitcoin there, but we're still just trading inside. Go ahead and leave a comment. If you got questions, I'll be happy to answer them. I make one of these every single night, reviewing the market, letting us, kind of an idea of what we think is going to happen. And again, it's all for educational purposes. So that is that. Remember, if your goals and dreams don't scare you, probably not big enough. See you guys tomorrow.